losing some mining time in his natural expansion. He's in a pretty good position so far, adding in 2 factories. On the opposite side, an armory as well as a factory coming up. Of course, Iris is going to need the army to start producing some Goliaths against those raids. Doesn't really have anything else. I'm not seeing any academy going down for him yet, and I don't know if he knows that UpMagiC is going to have Cloak coming on him right now. He has a few tanks inside. Raids come inside of the natural inside of the main. Just gonna start attacking those SCVs. Nothing really much to defend. Academy built on the ridge on the natural expansion. Some Marines coming in to defend. I'm expecting the Cloak to come up any minute. Yeah, there the Cloak comes up. Now the raids are gonna start to kill all these Marines. Then gonna continue killing all the SCVs. Even tanks are moving in for UpMagiC, so he's gonna put in very aggressive play. On the opposite side, Iris is actually deciding to push out of his base as 4 tanks sieging up and gonna just try to put up a defensive perimeter. Goliath's now out on the field, but no scan yet. Academy, I think, should be on the way fairly soon. But Wraith just doing a wonderful job for UpMagiC here, killing a lot of SCVs, just losing a lot. Iris has an economy almost ready, but he's also gonna have to wait for comms stations, losing SCVs left and right inside of his main. Those Wraiths just sitting there being a huge lot of trouble. Iris, instead of deciding to defend his own main, is actually going to move out as 4 tanks alongside Goliath. On the opposite side, we have UpMagiC putting mines everywhere. Finally, one of the relays loses his energy and starts to decloak. There are a couple of Goliaths to defend, but I think UpMagiC might actually defend the attack that Iris is going to pull on him. Has a lot of vultures. He's going to have some mines to really support. They're now going to spot the tanks and the Goliath going in on his natural expansion. Going to move his vultures out a little bit. And now actually vultures on the opposite side alongside tanks for UpMagiC. Iris is going to start sieging this natural expansion. Not going to manage to get too many SCVs. And oh man, UpMagiC doing a counterattack. Has 2 tanks, several vultures, as well as a wraiths to help support. UpMagiC, of course, being forced to pull some of his SCV off into his main. On the opposite side, Iris actually being forced to pull a lot of SCV off the line just to engage the tanks. Going to force UpMagiC back a little bit as he has reinforcement vultures coming in on his own base. He has, of course, a lot of saturation inside of his main because Iris is, of course, I've been saying, of course, way too much. I must be a little bit out of it. Iris really just pushing the attack, has 4 tanks, has killed UpMagic's natural expansion. So if he manages to hold this, it'll be a pretty good position. The opposite side, UpMagiC just has a couple of tanks waiting outside, is putting a perimeter outside of Iris's natural expansion, has vultures coming in, probably going to put down some tanks, take advantage of the fact that Iris probably doesn't have too many, probably too many scans to waste. Factories being built and adding machine shops inside of Iris' match. I'm saying and stuff like that. Too much. Just feeling a little bit nervous in this TVT. UpMagiC actually going to push in a little bit. Has some Marines. Almost on the Vulture. Has 1 tank sieging up. But there are a lot of SCVs and Goliaths that are in position though. SCVs repairing the Goliaths. And I don't think UpMagic's actually maybe hold this. Iris still holding outside of UpMagic's own natural. So UpMagic actually in a lot of trouble now. Lost his natural expansion. So all the economic advantage that he had is actually now going to lose a lot of tanks just with a perfect counterattack. Iris actually managed to get him off guard, but now UpMagic has a dropship that gets spotted. He's actually going to put some NCVs in it and maybe even thinking of dropping on, but actually has a lot of tanks going in. Actually going to sacrifice the dropships to put some SCVs in close. Probably trying to catch him off guard. Not going to manage to do too much. Actually use the opportunity to move in very close with his own tanks. Going to be able to re-establish the natural expansion. I'm not actually sure whether I think Iris took out the natural expansion, but I think UpMagic might have actually, yeah, I think actually UpMagic floated his CC away. So UpMagic, I believe, is actually not in as horrible position. He didn't lose those minerals. He didn't have to rebuild a CC. Now going to rebuild a comms station. I'm not quite sure if he had that. But both players really just being very aggressive at each other's places. Both have cleaned up for the most part so far, but Iris is sieging at the south, lower left position, going to be able to completely take out the gas. UpMagic not going to be able to have his second gas for a while, and that's, of course, not going to help his tank production. You really need gas. It's a war for gas when it's a TVT, so you can keep up tank production, or else you're going to be forced to build just a crap load of vultures, and in the long run you're going to need your tanks with your vultures. Still a dropship now flying at for UpMagic. Let's see what he tries to do here. Possibly going to try to siege the natural expansion. I believe that's what I was going to go for. There are a couple of Goliaths. I'm not quite sure where those Goliaths were. I believe those in different positions, but the tank is now going to start to siege natural expansion of Iris. I'm not quite sure if Iris has spotted that or not. Still, UpMagic still managing to siege. And at the north position, actually, Iris has a lot of reinforcements coming in to help defend. There are some vultures and tanks trying to hold off as long as he can. Probably trying to clear up, trying to make sure that Iris cannot take a third base. Vultures engaging tanks and Goliaths just the barracks there to help spot, but now this final gonna get cleaned up. Some mines coming up, probably not. Oh, mines not really doing too much damage there at all. 4 or 5 tanks sieging the natural expansion, and Iris can't do anything to get it. Mines not doing anything for UpMagiC, but UpMagiC still doing a wonderful job of sieging the natural expansion. He has 4 tanks there, forcing UpMagiC to float his command center. 4 or maybe even 5 tanks there are going to be able to be taken out. Iris has some tanks coming in. I'm not quite sure if there's enough of them. Going to start sieging at a distance, but UpMagiC has a Rax. Both players actually losing their CC, CC and barracks respectively to try to spot for each other. UpMagiC trying to hold a slight perimeter around Iris's base, but Iris has a lot more force down the ground. There's a lot of Goliaths alongside a lot of tanks. Iris is not going to be able to take back his natural expansion, really, because UpMagiC has far too many tanks at this point, and Iris deciding instead of cleaning this up and taking his natural again, is actually going to try to go for a counter. UpMagiC is setting himself up. Of course, Iris has some forces outside of natural expansion of UpMagiC, and the base being put at the upper left. I believe that's Iris's. I can't quite tell from the mini-map. Or dropship for Iris flying out. Probably finally going to be able to take out these tanks. He had tanks coming in, being dropped against those tanks that UpMagiC had there. He's unsieging them far too late. Not going to have a chance there. He's going to lose them. Maybe even manage to take one single tank of Iris's out. Is probably is going to be able to do that, but it's going to lose his own final tank as well. UpMagiC also actually has several forces moving outside. I believe that I believe Iris has lost all the forces outside of UpMagic's natural and instead just has a barracks floating there. Iris is going to take the high ground just inside of the natural expansion though, so UpMagiC is not going to be able to move out quite yet. He's going to have to take advantage of his dropships to try to attack that. Has a Goliath dropping down, trying to take that one floating barracks that Iris is still using for spotting purposes. And again, at this point, Iris just trying to do a harassing job, putting down tanks now inside of the main, just going to start sieging up, maybe even manage to take out the armory, and maybe even some machine shops and factories to at least try to stop tank production at least for a little while. That machine shop probably going to get down. Yeah, it is going to go down. UpMagiC now going to try to reinforce, has a couple of dropships moving in. There are Goliaths for UpMagiC though, actually could try to take out some of those dropships. Some of those dropships are going to be in jeopardy. One dropship almost goes down. UpMagiC trying to drop forces down, has even more tanks coming up at the inside of his main, trying to take care of all these forces of Iris that he has. Iris is doing a great job overall of harassing. Both players just trying to do a harassing game. Can't really tell at this point who has a economic advantage because both players lost their naturals temporarily. UpMagiC force had his much earlier, but he also forced Iris to lose a little bit. It's going to move out with some dropships. Are going to get spotted. One of them, almost goes down, but not quite. UpMagiC is actually going to be able to move out. Probably going to do some harassment. Force Iris to move all his entire force, which is not that big really, back, but UpMagiC is actually going to fake out and going to move those dropships back into safety. Probably going to start repairing it. Okay, it is him that has the upper left-hand base. UpMagiC is getting his third. He's using that just for a gas so far. He needs his third gas. Really trying to mine as much as he can. We're going to see what actually tries to repair his forces or not. Didn't rebuild one of his machine shops. Just maybe going to force on some Goliath production there. Iris again going to go for it. Has some tanks and Goliaths waiting outside, but up and using some in. But UpMagiC actually has a lot of tanks and a lot of Goliaths moving out to clean this up. I think actually Iris is going to be a lot of trouble here. Has a lot of tanks coming in to meet him. They're not on the high ground, but a lot of forces in the opposite side of his natural, inside of UpMagic's main tanks are being met by his